Hi guys, this is Lino and welcome back to my channel. So for today, we are going to do a Mobile Legends full game test on the iPhone 6s Plus. It's an old phone but still quite a handful. So guys, make sure to stay at the end of the video to know my pros and my cons, my recommendations and my conclusions, whether if you're thinking of buying an iPhone 6s Plus solely for gaming or not. But first, let's do a quick specs on the phone. It has a 1080 display, it has the latest iOS 13.6, it has an old Apple A9 chipset with the dual-core 1.8 GHz clock speed, and a standard of 2 GB of RAM and a 64 GB storage. And lastly, for its battery, it has a 2750 mAh battery. We will be doing the game test in two modes, guys. First is the Wi-Fi mode, where we will be using a Wi-Fi to play the game, and the mobile data to see how the battery copes up with it. So without further ado, let's go right into the video. Okay, so we open the game in Wi-Fi mode. Also, the screen recording is on, guys. So you are going to be seeing screen recording type of video gameplay. So I picked Roger and we're currently at 77%. So we will start at that battery percentage.
Request backup.
You will also be cursed.
Lul, what was that move? Sakit ba yan is Roger?
Take the scent of prey.
One thing I like about this hero is that nasa escape. He has escape capabilities. And guys, we're playing this at medium and now increasing it to high. Currently, yeah, you can notice it's still a smooth gameplay with very minimal frame drops at the beginning.
An enemy has been slain.
Will also be cursed.
So this iPhone is currently performing a screen recorded mode with high FPS settings and Wi-Fi mode. And as you can see, it's doing quite well. If kabantay mo guys, naagya mo siya yung mga frame drops kay tungod na sa screen recording ug sa iyang karaan nga chip, murag di na kay siya kadaog ba. But as you can see guys, it's still relatively smooth, very playable with all the screen recording and the high FPS mode. If you really want to, you can definitely stream with this one with your phone, and you can make YouTube videos with it or whatever.
You will also be
Feel na ako, mapatay na ako ng Aldos.
An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Skill. Skill. First kill.
You
Bang!
have slain an
Dead.
enemy. Launch attack.
Kani nga hero ba, dali ra sad kay maka-rotate tungod sa iyang second skill. Pas kay movement. Oops, na kontra. Oops, back na. Okay.
You have been
Ah.
slain.
Sorry guys, namatay ko.
Request backup. Our turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
So at this point guys, the phone is starting to feel hot in my hands na. And I've noticed the performance is getting slower. Medyo nilag na siya gamay. Nana siya yung mga lag. In my experience, every time my phone heats up, the performance really slows down. Not only for playing games like this, but also the overall performance of the phone really slows down.
can't get away.
Mega kill.
Guys, gi-carry ra day ko sa akong kauban. Funny, carrying please.
An ally has been slain. Shut down. You have slain an enemy.
So the phone is currently getting very hot na guys, and I have started to notice some serious frame drops around 8 minutes, and the map suddenly changed, like half of the character's vision is gone and turned into white. Nahitabo po na sa inyo guys, bug ni siya, or I don't know, is basin sa phone dyan ni siya. This is not the first time that I have experienced this guys while playing, and I don't know if sa iPhone na ni, sa iPhone 6s, I've seen some videos nga mo inani jud siya. But I don't really know if it's the phone or it's in the game itself bug jud siya, or kailangan jud siya update. And now guys, ni freeze na jud siya, and I think this will crash.
It has been destroyed.
Yup, ni crash jud siya guys, and I restarted the game. It's very annoying if that happens jud.
An ally has been
Every second matters jud if you're playing games like this, especially when farming and clashing. So we are at around 10 minutes of game time, and we're currently at 66%. One side note lang guys, that if you are using an iPhone 6s or a 6s Plus, crashes and freezes are to be expected, especially when you're in a high setting.
I am not alone in this fight. You can't get away.
Lord resurrecting
Team
soon.
destroyed a turret.
An enemy has been slain.
Launch
Double kill.
attack. Triple kill. Your team destroyed a turret. Launch attack. Down. Enemy rampage.
Battery check, we're currently at 65%.
Your team destroyed a turret.
So far guys, the gameplay is fine. It's very playable, but it's not really the smoothest. The performance is really better guys when you are not screen recording and when your setting is only at medium. So we won guys, even though the game crashed. Sorry I had to cut it, but overall that game took 11% of the battery life with 10 minutes of playing. So now we are up to our second game. We will be using mobile data and see how it affects the overall battery and performance. In this game, we will also be doing a high setting mode and compare the overall gameplay for when we used a Wi-Fi. So guys, I have picked the same hero, and currently we are at 51%, still in low power mode. I have noticed also that the phone is getting really warm na guys, even though the game has not yet started. And that is because of the ongoing screen recording and the data. We all know that when we use a mobile data, it really drains the battery a lot faster. So the game is starting and we're currently at 47%. We are officially starting the second game with 47%.
First blood. You destroyed a turret.
Not my only weapon.
Okay, so first impression guys. Gameplay is fine, reasonably smooth, although there are few noticeable frame drops with high setting and data mode.
Was was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Feel a strange power coursing through my body.
Turtle resurrecting soon.
Second game, first battery check, were around 37 to 36%. So that was quite a huge drop from when we started. It took about 11% of the battery already.
Request backup. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
Performance update, it's doing quite good, no major lags and no major frame drops.
You have slain an enemy. Our turret has been destroyed.
Second game, battery check, we're currently at 22%. As you can see guys, the data really cranks up the phone's battery, especially when gaming.
You will also curse.
Ally has been slain.
Performance-wise, surprisingly, I did not notice any signs of freezing or crashing.
Spree. Killing spree.
I detect the scent of prey.
Your team destroyed a turret. Request backup.
Around 11 minutes of game time, the battery is at 13%. Honestly guys, at this point, I don't know if I will be able to finish the game because of the battery life.
Legendary. An ally has slain Lord. Double kill.
But then, this happened. Thankfully, the enemy concedes defeat guys at around 12 minutes of game time. So, it's a win!
Victory.
We won the second game and the gameplay was decent, it was fine, above average, although really not the smoothest. Surprisingly, the game did not freeze or crash with high setting on data mode. And we officially finished at 13% of battery life. So guys, that was about it, the game test for both Wi-Fi and data mode. And what do you think? It's still smooth, right? It's still quite impressive for an old phone. And that is because the Apple A9 chip's GPU performance is still on par with newer mid-range smartphones like the Redmi's and the Realme's. It's still a smooth gaming experience with high settings with the screen record on, and I also assume that it is still fine for streaming. Plus, I always put the HFR mode on in the Mobile Legends app. And now for the bad things guys. The battery life is not that great considering in this new era of smartphones, which batteries can go up to twice the battery size of this phone. When we were using Wi-Fi, it took about 11% of the battery, and when we used data, it took about like 34%, which is a huge difference. Also, you saw the random game crashes. I don't know if it's a bug in the ML app in the game or it's in the phone itself. It cannot, you know, dili na niya kaya ang processor ba di na niya kaya. So if I had the medium settings on, it will still crash. It still crashed, and also with the high settings as you have seen. So my recommendation would be you can play the game at only medium settings. You can bump it into high settings of course if you want to, but for me, I personally use medium settings because I don't see the difference and it works absolutely fine. The phone can handle the game pretty well. Screen recording or streaming, as I would say, could easily heat up the phone, which leads to slower performance and kills the battery life way faster. So I would not recommend doing those stuff unless if you're some sort of a streamer or a YouTube, you know, if you have a gaming channel on YouTube. So should you buy the iPhone 6s Plus or the 6s solely for gaming, guys? My answer would be no, because simply of the battery life. But don't get me wrong, guys, it's still a decent phone as what you have seen from that game test. Actually, it is still quite impressive how an old chipset can do all that stuff all together and does it, you know, 50% well. If ever you own an iPhone 6s or a 6s Plus, I'm sure you're happy with its performance. So that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up, and if you stayed at the end, please comment Bisaya ni Bay, hashtag Bisaya ni Bay, so I would know kamo sa ako mga subscribers kinsay Bisaya ninyo, and I will be really happy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a video, because that will really help your brother out. Dako ka na siyang tawang, guys, so please subscribe. Maraming salamat po if ikaw ay nag-subscribe. At maraming nagsasabi din sa inyo nga magtagalog ako sa mga reviews ko. Well, you know, I'm still practicing Tagalog because I'm not from the zone, and yeah, I'm not that decent in Tagalog and I'm still a little insecure about that. So, but in the long run, maybe I will. That is all for today, guys. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.